It's finally here. The moment you've been sensing without fully realizing is drawing near, and it carries more weight than you might have imagined. August 18th is not just another ordinary day on the calendar. It is not simply another square on the page that you glance at and then move on from. This day has been marked long before you even knew to pay attention to it. It has been written in the heavens, etched into your journey, and woven into the very fabric of your destiny. More than that, it has been appointed by God Himself. It is not random. It is not accidental. It is a divine checkpoint, and when it arrives, something undeniable will unfold. The atmosphere will feel different, charged, almost as though the air itself is carrying whispers of truth. Masks that people have worn for so long, sometimes unknowingly, sometimes intentionally, will begin to fall. The ones closest to you, the people you thought you knew best, will no longer be able to keep their true nature hidden. Their intentions will rise to the surface, no matter how carefully they have been tucked away. On this day, the light will cut through every disguise, loyalty will be tested, and the truth will be revealed. And believe me when I say this, you will not want to ignore what is about to be shown. Because once you see it, once you truly recognize it, you will never look at certain people in your life the same way again. For weeks, maybe even months, you felt it in subtle ways. The quiet tension in conversations that should have been light. The strange heaviness that lingered in interactions that should have been simple. That unshakable feeling deep in your soul that something wasn't fully aligning, that you couldn't quite put your finger on what it was. You may have dismissed it, told yourself you were overthinking, convinced yourself that it was just mood swings or stress. But your spirit has known all along. Beneath the surface of your rationalizations, your inner knowing has been stirring. And August 18th has been prepared as the day when all of that quiet unease finally steps into the light of clarity. Understand this. God has a perfect sense of timing. He never exposes before you're ready. He never reveals before you're strong enough to walk in the truth. And that is why this particular moment matters so deeply. Because now you have reached a place within yourself where clarity won't crush you. It will liberate you. It won't feel like devastation. It will feel like deliverance. The veil is thinning. Illusions can no longer hold. And the one you trusted without question may suddenly appear as the very person standing in the way of your divine alignment. Chosen one, this isn't about paranoia. It's about awareness. Some people in your life carry energy they don't even realize they're releasing into your space. Some cloak their jealousy in casual words, even as they smile at you. Some carry doubt in their eyes, even when they offer you praise. Some bring disruption in their spirit, even as they insist they love you. And on most days, you've been able to manage it. You've filtered it. You've chosen peace over confrontation. But not on this day. Not on August 18th. The spiritual frequency is too precise, the alignment too delicate for any mixture of half-truths or borrowed intentions. And so if on this day, someone close suddenly reaches out, if a call comes in or a message appears or someone shows up at your door with a smile that feels heavy, pay attention. If conversations turn unexpectedly pointed, if questions feel invasive rather than curious, recognize it for what it is. If their presence leaves you drained instead of nourished, that is not coincidence. That is exposure. That is revelation. That is God showing you the difference between company and true connection, between mere closeness and true compatibility. And here is where your strength lies. Silence will be your greatest shield. You don't need to confront them. You don't need to defend yourself or argue your case. On August 18th, your task is not to fight or prove. Your task is to stand still. Protect your stillness. What? Listen. Allow them to speak. Allow them to act. And in their words, in their tone, in their energy, you will see what was always hiding in plain sight. Their alignment will either blend seamlessly with yours or it will clash so sharply that you cannot miss it. The beauty of this moment is that you will no longer have to guess. You won't have to second-guess your intuition or wonder if you're imagining things. God Himself is lifting the veil, and His timing is flawless. What is revealed will not come to confuse you, but to set you free. This is not chaos, it is clarity. This is not punishment, it is protection. This is not rejection, it is revelation. And when the moment comes, you will understand why certain doors must remain closed, no matter who is knocking, and why certain ties must loosen, no matter how familiar or comfortable they once felt. So, chosen one, prepare yourself. Anchor your spirit deeply. When August 18th arrives, do not allow just anyone access to your sacred space, especially not the one closest to you who has stirred unease in your soul for reasons you couldn't explain. Their mask is about to slip. Their truth is about to be revealed. And your only responsibility is to see it clearly. Don't rush to excuse it. Don't rush to fix it. Just witness it. Because in that witnessing, God is answering the silent questions that have been living in your heart. And if this message resonates within you, don't dismiss it. Don't explain it away. What you are feeling is your spirit recognizing truth. Take a deep breath, hold your peace, and trust what is being revealed. Because this is not just about a single day. It is about the chapter that follows. A chapter in which you walk with your eyes fully open, no longer deceived, no longer drained by false connections. August 18th is more than a date, it is a doorway. And when you walk through it, you step into a higher clarity, a higher alignment, a higher calling, so claim it. Prepare for it. And when it arrives, walk through with confidence, knowing that what is being removed was never meant to remain, and what is being revealed is the truth that will set you free. That inner strength within you knows something powerful. You will not let anyone disrupt the divine alignment that is being carefully woven into your life. This is not a season for compromise. This is not a season to bend to old distractions or toxic cycles. This is a moment of clarity, a moment of power, and a moment where heaven itself is leaning close to see your response. If your heart agrees, type 777 right now as a declaration in the comments, a spiritual seal of your readiness. Let the heavens witness your agreement. Let God see the strength of your spirit standing tall, prepared to step into what has already been written for you. This is not about fear. This is not about uncertainty. It is about knowing with full conviction that you are protected, guided, and chosen for such a time as this. I want you to stay with me until the very end of this message, because what I am about to reveal will carry weight for your spirit. We're going to step deeper into the mystery of why August 18th has been marked, what energies are at work in both the heavens and the earth, and how you can move with discernment when the people closest to you begin to show their true colors. Do not walk away from this message halfway. Because once you understand the fullness of what is unfolding, once your spirit grasps the deeper picture, you will never again question why some people had to be kept at a distance, even when they once stood so close beside you. Now here's what makes August 18th so extraordinary, unlike any ordinary day you've lived through. On this very day, something rare will take place in the sky. A cosmic parade. 6 planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus, all aligning. Not in chaos, not by accident, but by a design that has been orchestrated long before you even knew how to look up at the stars. The heavens never move randomly. Every celestial shift, every planetary alignment carries meaning. It is a mirror reflecting back to us what is stirring deep within the collective spirit of humanity and within your own soul. As these 6 planets silently arrange themselves across the heavens, something similar will be arranging itself in your life. Parts of your journey that once felt scattered will begin to line up. Things that were hidden will start to surface. Harmony will reveal itself, but so too will discord. You will see clearly where balance exists and where it has been missing all along. This alignment is not just a beautiful sight for the sky watchers and astronomers. For the chosen ones, for the sensitive ones, for those who walk awake, it is a signal, a declaration, a spiritual marker that the shift you've been waiting for is no longer on the horizon. It is here, change is no longer approaching. It has already arrived. Old patterns are cracking. Hidden truths are rising. Relationships are being shaken to reveal their foundations. And the presence of 6 planets all in parade does not whisper. It magnifies. It intensifies the energy until it becomes undeniable. Think of it, 6 sources of cosmic power aligning at once, pouring concentrated energy onto the earth, echoing into your very being. If you are sensitive, you may already feel this building. Perhaps your mind has been restless. Perhaps your heart races at unexpected moments. Maybe your dreams have been unusually vivid, carrying messages that cling to you even after you wake. You may find yourself rising in the middle of the night, as though something beyond you is stirring you awake. This is not mere anxiety. This is not restlessness without reason. This is alignment. This is your spirit being tuned, being pulled into the same frequency the heavens themselves are resonating with. And here lies the truth. As these planets align, the masks around you will begin to fall. Just as the heavens arrange themselves into perfect order, so will the truth of your relationships arrange themselves before your eyes. You will no longer have to guess. No longer will you wonder who is walking with you because of genuine love and who is walking with you out of need or convenience. No longer will you wonder who values your light and who has only been feeding off it, draining what was never theirs to take. On August 18th, the alignment will speak for itself. You won't have to ask anymore. The truth will make itself known. This is why protecting your space on this day is so critical. The six-planet parade brings clarity, but clarity can feel heavy, even overwhelming, if you allow yourself to be surrounded by noise and distraction. Silence will sharpen your inner hearing. Distance will give you the perspective to see clearly. But understand, those closest to you may not know the importance of this moment. They may unknowingly try to pull you into drama, into arguments, into tension that has no purpose. Do not let them. Not on this day. Because their words, their energy, their pull could interfere with the very message that heaven is delivering directly to your soul. This planetary parade is not just an astronomical wonder. It is a spiritual alignment. It is a divine whisper that nothing in your life has been random. The way the planets move across the heavens mirrors the way energy flows through your life. And when six celestial forces come together, it marks a rare moment of truth, an opening for clarity that you cannot ignore. You may already feel it. The sensitivity, the heightened awareness, that feeling of being on the edge of something you can't quite put into words. It's because your soul knows. It knows that the veil is thin, that something is shifting. Each of these six planets carries a message of its own. Mercury stirs the realm of words, urging hidden truths to finally surface. Venus illuminates the matters of the heart, showing you who truly values you and who only clings from emptiness. Mars shakes the ground with energy, sometimes conflict, revealing where battles have been draining you instead of strengthening you. Jupiter magnifies whatever is already present, so if blessings are here, they expand. But if illusions linger, they too grow stronger until you can no longer ignore them. Saturn, the keeper of lessons, calls you to take responsibility, to step away from cycles that no longer honor your highest path. And Uranus, the disruptor, demands sudden change, tearing away the false so that only truth can remain. Six voices, six forces, converging into one cosmic message. It is time to see clearly, and here is where you, the chosen one, must listen with your whole heart. On August 18th, do not be surprised if the people closest to you reveal themselves in ways you never expected. Some will rise to show their loyalty, their love, their truth. Others may expose their jealousy, their hidden intentions, their emptiness. This is not to harm you. This is to free you. The alignment is not against you. It is for you. It is God's way of pulling back the curtain, showing you what has been hidden, and giving you the wisdom to walk forward with clarity, no longer carrying what was only meant to be released. Conversations may sound different today, carrying tones you've never noticed before, almost as though every word is layered with meaning beyond what is being spoken. Simple questions might feel heavier than they should, as if they carry a weight that presses against your heart and demands more of your attention than the surface suggests. Invitations may arrive that seem harmless, even innocent, but deep within you, there will be an inner tug, a quiet awareness that tells you these invitations are more distraction than opportunity. None of this is by accident. These are not coincidences you are stumbling upon. They are tests carefully placed before you. The universe is watching, asking if you will remain aligned with the light opening inside of you, or if you will allow yourself to be pulled back into noise, confusion, and the patterns of the past. Every encounter today carries a choice. Will you step forward into the new energy that is rising within you, or will you shrink back into the familiar chaos that once kept you small? Protecting your space on this day is not rejection. It is not unkindness. It is the highest form of respect for your own evolution. There comes a time when silence becomes more powerful than explanation, when walking away becomes stronger than defending yourself, and when holding your ground in stillness is worth more than proving your point. On this day, the most powerful thing you can do is not to argue, not to justify, not to fight for someone else's understanding. Instead, you must allow silence to carry your decision, trusting that what is truly meant for you will never be lost through your boundaries. Those who are aligned with you will not be shaken by the strength of your boundaries. They will honor them, they will see them, and they will respect them. But those who are not aligned will resist. They will push, they will question, they will test you, and in their resistance, their true intentions will finally become visible. Think of this as a great unveiling of the soul, a spiritual stripping away of masks. The people in your life, the ones you have called friends, supporters, or confidants, will now be revealed in the light of truth. Do they truly uplift you, or do they quietly drain your energy? Do they honor your path, or do they try to keep you bound within theirs? On August 18th, under the rare and sacred alignment of the Sixth Planet Parade, these questions will be illuminated. Not so that you can sit in judgment of others, but so that you may choose more clearly. The universe is not asking you to condemn. It is asking you to choose alignment, to choose peace, to choose to honor what is rising inside you, even if that choice feels uncomfortable or requires you to step apart for a while. Yes, it may feel uneasy to distance yourself. You may feel the pangs of guilt when you step back from conversations or invitations. You may worry about how others will perceive your silence. But spiritual strength has never been about pleasing everyone else. It has always been about knowing when to close a door, when to remain still, and when to let the world knock without rushing to answer. This is not coldness. It is clarity. And clarity is the gift the universe is extending to you through this alignment. The sacredness of August 18th lies not only in the sky, but in the reflection it creates within you. On this day, the planets shine a light upon your path, showing you both what must be released and what must be held with firmness. Your task is to keep your energy clean, to remain still enough to hear your own soul, to let your inner voice guide you without being drowned out by the noise around you. This is a day to write down your thoughts, for insights will pour into you quickly, almost as though the heavens themselves are whispering their secrets. This is a day to pay attention to your dreams, because the alignment may speak to you through symbols in your sleep. This is a day to drink deeply of water and let the earth ground you, to look up at the vastness of the sky and remember that you are part of something so much greater, something unfolding with perfect divine timing. Above all, protect yourself from heaviness. If someone's words feel like a burden, do not carry them. If someone's presence feels like a drain, allow yourself to create distance. The truth is, this alignment is not just about planets moving through the heavens. It is about you, your soul, your next step. It is about the version of yourself that is emerging, stronger, clearer, more untouchable by the same patterns that once held you back. The energy of this day lingers. It is not fleeting. It reshapes you. It teaches you. It asks you to see yourself more clearly. You may notice your emotions sharpen, that words cut deeper, or that silence feels heavier than usual. This is not coincidence. It is because this day holds up a mirror, not showing you the world itself, but showing you your own soul's response to it. The world becomes a reflection of your inner state, and in that reflection, you will see the truth of where you are and where you are headed. If you are tired of repeating the same cycles, this day offers an opening. But the opening does not come with fanfare. It does not shout. It arrives like a whisper, a subtle invitation to step back and notice. Notice who makes you feel light and who makes you feel heavy. Notice where your spirit rises and where it sinks. Notice the thoughts that bring you peace and the ones that trap you in endless circles. This is the unveiling. This is the alignment. This is the chance to see clearly. Sometimes the greatest breakthroughs do not come when you move, but when you stop moving long enough to realize you no longer need to. You do not need to argue. You do not need to convince. You do not need to chase or to hold on tighter. What is aligned with you will remain. What is not aligned will drift away. And your only responsibility is to let it. Yes, those closest to you may feel the shift within you. They may sense that something in you has changed. They may question you. They may pull at you, trying to draw you back into old dynamics and old roles. Do not see this as betrayal. It is simply the natural unveiling that happens when truth rises to the surface. The universe is not punishing you. It is freeing you. It is showing you who belongs on your path and who does not. It is teaching you to trust silence more than noise, clarity more than confusion, and alignment more than approval. This day, this alignment, this sacred unveiling is about your rebirth. The universe has aligned the heavens not just to shift the stars, but to shift you. And if you can hold your stillness, if you can protect your space, if you can trust the unfolding, you will find yourself stepping into a version of yourself that cannot be shaken, a version that knows its worth, a version that understands its place in the divine order. So when the world comes knocking, when conversations feel heavy, when invitations tug at your energy, remember this truth. You are not here to be consumed by noise. You are here to rise into alignment. You are here to honor your soul. You are here to walk through this doorway the universe has opened, into the life that has been waiting for you all along. See this moment not as something random or ordinary, but as confirmation. Confirmation that you are no longer the same person who once accepted what felt normal, that you are outgrowing layers of your past self. This awareness isn't a punishment, nor is it something to fear. It is a gift, a divine nudge to show you that you are evolving, that your spirit is shifting, and that the places, patterns, and even the people who once felt like home may no longer fit into the version of you that God is shaping. When this realization arrives, you don't need to fight it. You don't need to explain it. You don't even need to defend it. Your only task is to honor it. Protect the space around you. Protect the energy within you. Protect the quiet but steady strength that is beginning to rise from deep inside your soul. Think of this day as a sacred reset button. A chance to lay down the burdens that never truly belong to you. A chance to step out from the shadows of obligations and expectations that have kept you running at a pace that was never yours to match. A chance to honor your own timing instead of bending and breaking to meet the timing of others. And in this stillness, you are invited to trust that the universe sees further than your human eyes can reach. That if something or someone is quietly being removed from your path, it is not because you are being deprived, but because you are being prepared for something far greater. Though if today you feel a pull to unplug, to withdraw, to simply say no, listen closely. That feeling is not laziness. It is not avoidance. It is guidance. It is alignment. It is your spirit whispering to you that this day is not meant for noise, for conflict, or for distractions. This day is set apart for clarity, for peace, for stillness, and for remembering who you truly are when no one else's energy is clouding your vision. And when the sun sets and you look back at the hours you've lived, you may even feel a strange paradox. On the surface, nothing happened. And yet, everything changed. Because the greatest shift wasn't taking place in the world outside of you. It was unfolding within you. Here is a truth few will ever say out loud. August 18th is not an ordinary date. It carries a weight, a vibration, a spiritual charge that cannot be measured by the calendar alone. This day has been marked long before you knew to look for it. It has been set aside as a threshold, a crossing point, a spiritual checkpoint where the energy around you intensifies and the things that once hid behind polite smiles, familiar habits, and unspoken words begin to unravel. God has permitted this moment, not to harm you, but to awaken you. Because often, the only way to see clearly is when the masks around you begin to slip, when the illusions you once leaned on no longer hold. And today, the masks are slipping. You may not notice it in grand betrayals or dramatic confrontations, but rather in the smallest of interactions. The person closest to you, the one you lean on, the one you trust, the one whose presence has always felt like comfort, may suddenly feel different. Their words may carry a weight they didn't carry before. Their energy may leave you uneasy in ways you cannot explain. It is not that they are your enemy. It is not that they consciously wish you harm. But their frequency no longer matches where God is leading you next. And today, that misalignment will reveal itself. This is why you've been feeling more sensitive, more restless, more protective of your space. This is why you've been pulled to withdraw when you can't explain why. You are not overreacting. You are not imagining it. You are being guided. The spirit within you is whispering, step back. Protect your peace. Allow the truth to reveal itself without your interference. Because the test of this day is not one of action. It is a test of recognition. Will you trust your inner knowing? Will you believe what your spirit is telling you even when it contradicts what your mind or the world insists must be true? The truth is that closeness can cloud clarity. Familiarity can blind you to the very patterns you would easily see in someone else. And that is why God chose this day to lift the veil, to sharpen your vision, to help you understand that love without alignment can still be dangerous, and that comfort without truth can still rob you of peace. Today you will come to recognize who truly strengthens your spirit and who unintentionally drains it. And though this recognition may sting, though it may feel like loss, understand it for what it really is. It is not loss, it is revelation. It is divine clarity breaking through. It is God reminding you that your destiny requires discernment, not just devotion. That you cannot delay what heaven has prepared simply because you are afraid to step back from what no longer resonates with your soul. God is not revealing these truths to punish you. He is revealing them to protect you. So if today you receive a message, a call, or an invitation that feels strangely heavy, strangely insistent, pay attention. That is not coincidence. That is confirmation. If the one who is closest to you feels strangely distant in spirit, even while they are near in body. Don't dismiss it. That is alignment speaking. And if your heart tells you to stay quiet, to refrain from explaining or justifying, trust it. Because every time you choose silence over reaction, every time you honor that stillness, you build a stronger shield around your soul. This day is not about confrontation. It is not about rejection. It is about protection. Protecting your energy. Protecting your emotions. Protecting the delicate and holy work that God is doing inside of you right now. On this day, your assignment is sacred in its simplicity. Guard your energy. Guard it fiercely. Because what is rising in you is far too important to be disturbed. You may notice today that conversations feel different. Someone you love may ask more questions than usual, perhaps probing your choices, your emotions, or your decisions. On the outside, it may appear harmless, even caring. But deep inside, you will feel something else. The weight of intrusion, the sense that what is being asked of you is not truly for your highest good. That uneasy stirring is your inner alarm. It is your spirit's way of telling you that not everyone who has access to you deserves access today. And this is the hidden danger of closeness. We often assume that proximity equals alignment, that time and history automatically equal safety. We believe that because someone has stood beside us for years, they must be for us in spirit. But today, God is showing you the difference. Today, He is teaching you that discernment matters more than duration, that alignment matters more than attachment. There comes a moment in your journey when even those closest to you begin to reveal the energies they carry, energies that may not be rooted in malice, but still carry the power to disrupt your growth. What you must understand is that misalignment does not always show itself as conflict or ill intentions. Sometimes it is subtle. Sometimes it hides in the words spoken casually, in the way their presence affects your peace, or in the heaviness you suddenly feel after a conversation that should have left you lighter. Today, God is allowing these things to be revealed, not to create fear in you, but to open your eyes to truth that has long been whispering to your spirit. This unveiling requires wisdom. It calls you to protect your time, to guard your inner space with a quiet strength that comes from knowing you do not need to argue to prove your discernment. You do not need to explain why your boundaries matter. You do not even need to withdraw in anger, because anger itself binds you to what is trying to distract you. What you need instead is trust in the pull of your spirit, that soft yet unshakable voice inside of you that says, not now, not today. When that nudge comes, honor it. Because on a day like this, even the smallest exchange of words, even the briefest engagement, can redirect your path if you allow it. This is why your silence carries more weight than anything you could speak. This is why solitude today holds more power than any conversation you might be tempted to enter. Not every moment demands your presence. Not every moment needs your participation. Some moments only ask you to observe, to watch without reacting, to listen without responding, to notice without intervening. Today is one of those moments. Watch closely. Notice who respects your need for space and who insists on pushing against it. See who carries peace into the room when they enter your presence, and who brings restlessness that unsettles you. Pay attention to the smallest details, because they reveal more truth than any words ever could. A person can confess loyalty, they can speak promises, but energy does not lie. Your spirit knows what your ears cannot always hear. And here is the hope that you must not overlook. This exposure is not here to break you. It is not here to crush your trust or leave your heart in despair. It is here to strengthen your discernment, to sharpen your inner sight, to remind you that your spirit has never misled you. Even in moments when your emotions tried to bury its whisper, even when doubt tried to convince you otherwise, your spirit has always spoken truth. What you are receiving today is a gift. Though it may sting at first, though it may feel like a heavy revelation, it is the gift of clarity. And clarity is the purest form of protection that God could ever give you. Understand this deeply. When God pulls back the curtain on someone close to you, it is not to humiliate them, nor to leave you lonely, but because He is preparing you for a season where only aligned energy can walk beside you. Alignment is not negotiable. You cannot rise into the fullness of what God has called you to if you are weighed down by people or energies that drain you, distract you, or diminish your light. This is why today carries such significance. This is why the shift you have been sensing is more than exhaustion or mood, it is spiritual preparation. If you've wondered why you've been more tired than usual, why your patience has been stretched thin, why you've longed for more time alone, it is not random. Your spirit has already been anticipating what is now being unveiled. Your body has been echoing what your soul already knows. You are being prepared for a separation. Not necessarily a physical separation where people are cut out of your life in dramatic ways, but an energetic separation where you are quietly being lifted above the weight of energies that no longer serve you. This kind of preparation always feels uncomfortable at first. It can feel like loneliness, it can feel like isolation, but you must know that loneliness is not your destination and isolation is not your punishment. It is your preparation. God sets you apart not to empty you, but to ready you. To ready your heart for authentic connections. To ready your spirit for people whose love will not require compromise. To prepare your path for opportunities that cannot unfold until the false weights are removed from your shoulders. So on this day, pause. Breathe. Protect your space without guilt. You do not owe long explanations for why you are unavailable. You do not need to apologize for choosing your peace. The ones meant to walk with you into your future will understand your silence. The ones who are not meant to continue will resist it. And in their resistance, the truth will be revealed with more clarity than words could ever give. Here lies a secret most people never tell you. Silence reveals what words cannot. Stillness uncovers what movement conceals. Distance, even for a single day, can expose more about who truly values you than years of conversation ever could. This is why you are being called to stillness now. Because without speaking, without arguing, without defending, truth is already rising to the surface. Stay still today. Stay clear in your spirit. Stay discerning. Watch how much will be revealed to you without effort. Because when the sun sets and this day passes, you will notice something has shifted. You will feel lighter. You will feel freer. And that freedom will not be a coincidence. It will be the evidence that you listened, that you trusted, that you honored your soul above all else. From this day forward, something in the world around you will appear unchanged, yet it will feel completely different. Because once you see truth, you cannot unsee it. Once you notice the weight of certain energies, you cannot pretend it doesn't exist. The words of some people will sound different to you now. Their actions will reveal more than they intend, and your spirit will quietly begin to detach from what no longer has permission to walk with you. At first, you might feel confused. You might ask yourself why someone who once felt safe now makes you uneasy. You might wonder why words that used to comfort you now feel hollow. Do not mistake that confusion for loss. It is not loss, it is revelation. It is the unveiling of what has been hidden in plain sight, now revealed because you are finally strong enough to see it without denial. And remember this, God never exposes without purpose. If a mask falls today, it is because you are ready to live in clarity. You are no longer the version of yourself who overlooks the red flags, who silences the unease, who clings to closeness without questioning its cost. Today you step into sharper discernment, and with that discernment comes freedom. But freedom always calls for courage. Courage to hold your boundaries even when someone presses against them. Courage to step back when someone demands that you lean in. Courage to say, not today, when your spirit whispers that the timing is not right. Protecting your peace does not make you unkind. It does not make you cold. It makes you wise. And wisdom is the shield that will carry you safely into the season ahead. Something begins to shift the moment you choose to guard your space and protect your inner world. It doesn't happen all at once, but quietly, gently, in ways you start to notice when you slow down and pay attention. Your mind begins to feel clearer, as if a fog you didn't even realize you were carrying starts to lift. Thoughts flow more freely, ideas arrive more naturally, and decisions that once felt heavy and complicated suddenly feel lighter, as if the burden of second-guessing has finally loosened its grip. Even your body may respond, softening into a calmer rhythm, breathing more deeply, carrying itself with a lightness that signals something real has shifted. That is how you will know this change is not imagined. That is how you will know that God's timing has been moving perfectly, aligning events and nudging you toward the exact moment where your growth could no longer be delayed. Yet there is a truth here that many will not tell you, one that requires honesty and maturity to embrace. Sometimes the people who are revealed in these moments are not enemies. They are not evil. They are not plotting against you or intentionally seeking your downfall. Instead, they are simply misaligned with a path you are now being called to walk. Misalignment does not require malice for it to disrupt you. Even the kindest of souls, if moving in a different direction, can unintentionally pull you off course. And that is why this day holds such weight. You are being asked to choose something greater than comfort. You are being asked to choose your path, your alignment, your higher direction, even when it feels difficult to do so. When you honor this choice, the effects ripple out into your life in ways you could never script. In the days ahead, you will begin to notice people showing you who they truly are, without even realizing they are doing so. Some may grow distant, their silence not meant as rejection, but as a quiet acknowledgement that they no longer know how to connect with the strength rising in you. Others may press harder, demanding answers, explanations, or closeness that you no longer owe them. And then there will be a rare few who rise with you, who feel the shift without fear, who support your silence and respect your boundaries, who stand steady even when you offer no explanations at all. Those few are the ones you will carry with you into the next season of your life. This is why the pressure you feel right now is not a punishment. It is not the universe pushing against you. It is proof that preparation is taking place. God is refining your circle, purifying your energy, and reminding you of a truth that will never change. Your destiny cannot be delayed by ties that were never meant to hold you in the first place. What feels like separation is really alignment. What feels like silence is actually guidance. What feels like the end is in truth the beginning of everything you have been waiting for. And if you are reading this now, if this resonates in the quiet places of your heart, then hear these words with clarity. You are exactly where you need to be. This day is not meant to pass unnoticed. It is not meant to fade into the background like any other date on the calendar. This is a marked moment, a divine checkpoint, a space and time designed to remind you of who you are and where you are going. Trust the nudge you feel inside. Protect your space with reverence. Because August 18th does not come to pass quietly, it comes to mark a shift you will never forget. But understand this as well. This day is not only about warnings and separations. It also carries openings, invitations, and opportunities that could only arrive once the distractions were cleared away. The same silence that has kept you safe is also preparing a space for the new to enter. When your energy is no longer drained by what is misaligned, it becomes available for what is destined. You may suddenly feel clarity about a decision you have delayed, as if the answer had been waiting all along for the noise to quiet. A path that once felt blocked may show signs of movement, the first cracks of light breaking through. None of this is random. It is alignment. Today is not only about protection. It is about proof. Proof that guarding your spirit unlocks blessings that endless distraction could never deliver. Proof that when you stop giving your attention to what is draining you, the right frequency finally has room to reach you. That is why every choice you make in this window matters far beyond the moment itself. Every no you speak to what pulls you backward becomes a powerful yes to the future you have been praying for. Do not think of this day as one of restriction. Think of it as preparation. God is clearing the space around you so that the blessings He has been holding for you finally have room to land. And what is arriving is greater, wider, and more abundant than what you are being asked to leave behind. From this point forward, expect movement. Doors may begin to crack open in places you once felt locked out of. In relationships, opportunities, finances, and purpose, something begins to stir. A phone call that seems ordinary may carry the seed of divine opportunity. A quiet thought that crosses your mind may actually be instruction from above. Pay attention. On this day, the smallest details are not random. They're the threads weaving the larger pattern of alignment. And here is the deeper truth most people overlook. Blessings cannot pour into a vessel that is already cluttered. You had to let go. You had to release. You had to make space, even when it hurt, so that something greater could finally hear your yes. That is what this moment is about. It is not loss, it is readiness. Think of how many times before you prayed for breakthrough, for change, for something new, and yet stayed tied to what drained you. This time is different. This time the separation is real. God has not forgotten you, and the universe has not ignored your prayers. The timing simply required your full readiness, and that readiness has finally arrived. That is why your spirit feels lighter. That is why your mind feels sharper. That is why your soul feels awake in ways you cannot yet put into words. You sense something is on its way, and though you may not yet be able to name it, trust the sensation. Trust the stirring inside you. Trust that what is arriving is the very thing you have been prepared for all along. It is not fear, and it is not anxiety that you are feeling right now. What you are experiencing is alignment. That subtle shift inside you that feels like both a release and a grounding at the same time is not chaos. It is clarity. This is also why, instead of the nervous tension you may have expected, you may be surprised to notice an unusual calm rising within you. Real power does not always arrive with noise or demand attention through a roar. Sometimes true power is quiet. It does not need to prove itself because it already knows its worth. It rests with confidence. It roots itself deeply in unshakable truth, and it allows others to rush, scramble, and exhaust themselves while it stands tall and unmoved. That is where you are now. You have entered a moment in your journey where you no longer need to chase after what was never meant to escape you. You no longer need to prove your worth to anyone or to exhaust yourself with constant explanations. You simply need to remain open, aware, and receptive because what belongs to you has already started moving in your direction. Let me make this very clear for you. August 18th is not just about being shielded from what is harmful or draining. It is about something far more sacred. This day is about preparation for what is holy, what is divine, what has been chosen specifically for you. It is God whispering into your spirit, I need you clear. I need you steady. I need you ready, because what is coming next in your life cannot be wasted or mishandled. It must be received with a heart that knows its value. This is why your boundaries have been so important. This is why your silence carried so much weight. This is why your firm no was necessary, even when it was uncomfortable. Without those decisions, without those moments of strength that may have felt isolating, you would not have built the capacity to hold the blessing that is now on its way. So here is the message for you today. Expect confirmation. Expect clarity. Expect the atmosphere around you to shift in ways you may not have imagined. This change will not crash into your life with thunder. It will arrive quietly, like a whisper that only the attuned can hear. It may come as a wave of peace after what felt like endless confusion. It may come as one simple choice that suddenly feels effortless after months of wrestling with doubt. It may show up as a door opening so naturally that you realize it had always been waiting for you. Do not dismiss it. Do not second-guess it. The subtle nature of this change does not make it any less powerful. In fact, the very softness of its arrival is what makes it undeniable. August 18th is revealing something profound. You are in alignment, and alignment always leaves behind evidence. And now that you know this, you must begin to carry yourself differently. You cannot walk as if you are still waiting for the blessing to come when the truth is that it is already here, already unfolding in unseen ways. Walk today as if the promise has already been delivered. Speak as if the doors you prayed for are already open. Think as if the life you long for is already yours. Because the energy you choose to embody now will either accelerate the arrival of what has been promised or create unnecessary delays. This is the moment to choose trust over doubt, alignment over fear, and forward motion without dragging behind the weight of yesterday. So, chosen one, let it sink in deeply. August 18th is not just another passing date on the calendar. It is a marker on your soul's journey, a divine checkpoint that confirms you are moving in rhythm with a greater plan. It is a holy reminder that what has been written for you will never miss you, and what was never meant to stay cannot hold you anymore. Today is the day you step forward lighter, clearer, and stronger than you have been in a long time. Today is the day you recognize that your silence was not weakness but wisdom. Your distance was not rejection but protection. Every no you gave was not you pushing something away. It was you creating sacred space for what was truly meant to arrive. Carry this truth in your spirit now. You are no longer the person who bends yourself just to keep others comfortable. You are no longer the one who shrinks down just to fit into places that were too small for your soul. You are no longer the one who explains your truth endlessly, hoping to be understood. That version of you has ended. From this moment forward, you walk with a steady fire within you, a clarity that cannot be shaken, and a divine protection that cannot be broken. As you move through this day, hold your head high. Guard your spirit with intention. And remember, nothing in your life is happening by accident. The very fact that you are here, reading these words, receiving this message, is confirmation that you were chosen to hear it. Nothing around you is coincidence. Nothing ahead of you will be denied. This is your turning point. This is the moment that divides the old from the new. This is the confirmation you have been waiting for, so now step forward. Do not wait for another sign, for you already have it. The new chapter has already begun, and you are walking directly into it.